It's the 2K Sports pregame show, sponsored by
on the road and hungry for a win against a Western Conference rival. The San Antonio Spurs are ready for this one to get started. Well, the holidays always bring us some incredible NBA action. That's certainly what we have in store for us today. This is Kevin Harlan, and we've got Steve Smith and Greg Anthony at the table with me. And the fourth member of our crew, David Aldridge, our sideline reporter. And the good news about J.J. Redick, recovered and ready to get back out there and get in the thick of things.
Yeah, Kevin, it's good to be here for his first game back. And I'll tell you, any fears they had about this injury having a bit of an ill effect on the team were swept aside pretty quickly when they began to really play great without it. I mean, they really didn't suffer nearly as much in his absence as most would expect.
That's a great point. And now that he's back with them, don't be shocked if they start playing even better than they were before.
And a look at the starters for San Antonio. They've got J.J. Redick. Anthony Davis is out there with Horford. Then it's George Hill. And it's Ingles in at the 3, the small forward.
J.J. Redick, a fantastic shooter in this league, led the league in three-point percentage, and he did it while taking over 5 threes a game. J.J., I call him just jumpers.
Now, here is Monroe. Good on the bucket. Now, here is Hill. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against Houston. It's stolen by Jefferson. And now here comes Gay leading the break. Baseline J on the way. DeRozan's shot is off. And you know, Steve, for Redick and his shooting, it seemed to be overshadowed by what was going on elsewhere in the league. He's shooting 47.5% from deep is just incredible.
Yeah, you see so many other guys that they're talking about, but when you look at those numbers, you said it, 47.5% from deep. That is incredible. That's basically making half of your three-point shots.
And for me, one of the more unsung players in the league, Al Horford, a 2-time national champion at the University of Florida, one of the most skilled and versatile big men in our league, and he hasn't gotten the attention I believe he deserves.
Here's Ingles. He's covered by Gay. And Hill has it in the corner. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. Hill's got his first points of the night.
Okay, George Hill, elusive off the bounce, makes it look so easy.
And with Horford's free agency looming this last summer, last season was a tricky spot for the Atlanta Hawks. Would they be able to keep him?
Yeah, and you go back to the lack of exposure he's gotten. I mean, from the Dominican Republic, he's a Spanish-speaking star. I mean, his marketing and endorsement potential in bigger markets, something he is well aware of.
DeMar DeRozan hits them both.
He is usually very consistent at the line. You expect him to make everything from there now.
Hill kicks to Horford. Davis sets a screen. The jump hook, it's hauled in by the Clippers. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
And that result was no surprise because they played very loosely with the basketball.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball. They have no one to blame but themselves in losing that one.
Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
He may be ready to throw down the gauntlet in this game, just attacking the basket early on.
The shot by Redick, no good. Looking at the last game for San Antonio, it was a win against Houston.
Yeah, the confidence just exuding in that performance on the offensive end. I mean, really illustrates how this team clicks when guys are communicating and executing as a cohesive unit.
Team chemistry goes a long way in terms of overall team success, and this group exudes that every game.
Now here is Hill, following the miss by DeRozan.
No surprise, in a battle of wheels down low, the big man comes away with it.
To the paint, looking for Jefferson. He gets it there. And finished off by Jefferson.
Great heads-up look there from DeRozan to get his teammate an easy basket.
And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That is his first foul of the game. And Redick kicks to Hill. Bledsoe with the block. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Bledsoe. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. And Rudy Gay picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Davis sets a screen. Gay comes over with a double team. Horford with a screen on Bledsoe.
Look, he's doing everything he can to get out of this funk. Just been a rough quarter shooting the basketball.
Outside DeRozan. It's good. DeRozan's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Spurs trail by 6. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Hill passes to Redick. It's back to Hill. They get it again. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Really nice job to convert the putback opportunity there. I mean, he stayed with that play from start to finish. That's something we say about him a lot.
And last season we had Kobe's retirement, but in the offseason we said goodbye to another legend, the terrific Tim Duncan. You know, Greg, there was talk he might hang it up, and he felt that he didn't have any more in him and called it a career after 19 incredible record-breaking seasons.
Yeah, and Timmy retired in the most Duncan way possible. Just quietly let it happen in the midst of the summer. No farewell tour or any of that. A big hit to the game of basketball to see one of the all-time greats walk away, but arguably one of the best two-way players to have ever played the game.
The Clippers have done a nice job of acquiring some free agents, but throughout the year, they've traded some big names, Josh Smith and Lance Stevenson.
Now here's DeRozan. He has 6. Puts it up from 12. Hits the front of the rim and out.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
And the Clippers in general haven't had the best of luck testing free agents to round out their roster.
Yeah, I think for them is they have to do a better job of trying to get their bench better. They're fine, they're starting 5 and probably 2 or 3 guys coming off the bench, but they're just not a deep team.
Now here's Bledsoe. 20 points for him last game against Denver. Outside DeRozan. Gay in the corner. He's looking for Monroe and finds him. This is his first free throw of the game. And he knocks down the first one. Luis Scola, he's checked in for San Antonio. And so he hits both. And the Spurs organization, really the gold standard in the NBA. Greg, they just keep winning.
You have to be impressed with how they've acquired young star talent to kind of carry on that tradition. Usually when teams have their stars retire, they go through that rebuild phase. The Spurs only revamp and reload.
San Antonio again missing.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Bledsoe kicks to DeRozan. The shot off that time. Excellent D there for Scola. A 3 ball. Single. sinks the triple. And it's a tie ball game.
Timeout.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here.
And Anthony Davis last season signing a contract extension, the richest contract in NBA history at that point, $145 million over 5 years. He'd already become a superstar player, now freed from the rookie scale. He's finally paid like it.
Now here's Bledsoe. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. 5 on the clock. Jefferson dishes to Bledsoe. Here's Monroe. And Davis pulls it down.
And surprisingly couldn't connect. That's a high percentage a look as he's going to get.
You talk about the big contract for Davis. A lot of money for a young guy, but you don't much worry that he'll get his priorities, Greg, twisted.
A great point, Kevin. He's a team-first guy, all about winning, and he doesn't take it for granted. He didn't have all the hype growing up, but now he's living a dream, and he knows it. But he aspires to be great, and he's not settling for anything else.
Looking at who's out there now for the Spurs. Damari Carroll's checked in for Joe Ingles. Bellinelli comes in for J.J. Redick. And Max subbed in for Hill. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Greg Popovich and I did speak a few minutes ago. He said the focus defensively is going to be making things difficult inside. He wants to get them off the three-point line and make them take as many mid-range shots as possible. Kevin?
All right, David, thanks.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
Bledsoe outside. Gay sets the pick for Bledsoe. Outside DeRozan. Oh, trying for it and stolen by Scola. Carroll passes to Davis. Good on the shot.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
J.R. Smith's checked in for Los Angeles.
Damari Carroll, the Alabama product, pretty much a specialist when you start talking about a guy on the defensive end. Now you have to add to his repertoire a guy that can knock down the three ball.
Now here's Bledsoe. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Smith kicks to Monroe. Outside DeRozan. Shot clock at 5. Here's Jefferson. Hits the jump hook. And Carroll is a prototypical 3 and D player. Shoots just under 40% most years from deep, and you cannot ignore his defense.
No, not at all. He's one of the best in the business on the ball and off the ball. He uses his length and his quickness to be able to guard those terrific wing players.
The shot by Bellinelli. No good. Clippers trail by 4. It's DeRozan with the drive. That one's good. Just his third make. Brings him to 3 for 8 in this game.
And you have to love the way DeRozan went at the rim. He knows he's at his best when he's the aggressor.
Mag dishes to Scola. Here's Carroll. An 11-point game for him in the win against the Rockets in Houston.
And he also looked to attack at the defensive end of the floor. 3 steals in that game.
Now here is Smith following the miss by Anthony Davis. And here are the Spurs. They're on a 14-6 run. Bellinelli passes to Mack. Scola, a screen on Bledsoe. Mack. No good with the triple. For Los Angeles, they've gone 6 of 14 shooting the ball since the start of the game. And DeRozan kicks to Bledsoe. In transition, here comes San Antonio all alone. Rebound by the Clippers. Monroe's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And DeRozan throws it down hard.
When you get your tickets to see him play, that is what you are paying for. Incredible dunk from DeRozan.
Screen by Scola. Bellinelli dishes to Davis. And the layup's good off the glass. Davis has got 7.
He's as consistent as they come on offense. It's really a luxury to have him on your team.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Sheldon Mack. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
And Spurs making a change here. Muscala's checked in. And here's DeRozan. 10 points for him. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Here's Muscala, covered by Monroe. Down low, here's Scola. There's the dish to Mack. Tries again. Scola, no luck. Clippers have gone 7 of 15 from the field to this point. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Well, we've seen DeMar DeRozan become more and more consistent as a scorer the last few years in the league. Study, a big reason why is that he's attacking the basket more often and getting to the free throw line more frequently.
He's so comfortable now with the dribble. He's always been athletic, but able to handle the basketball, get where he wants to in the lane. Last season, he had a game where he made 24 out of 25 free throws. That was one off the record for the most attempts in a game without a miss.
Now here's DeRozan. 13 points in the game. Screen by Monroe. Bledsoe outside. And the jam by Bledsoe.
And really, he epitomizes what a point guard should be. I mean, his skill as a passer might actually be matched by that creativity he shows around the rim.
Well, judging by that jam, Greg, I'd say you're absolutely right.
He also is one of the most skilled finishers in the league. Yet another spectacular play.
Here's Bledsoe after the basket by San Antonio. Screen by Jefferson. Off the screen, and Scola with the block. And here's the fast break. Carroll leading the way. And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession.
Very nearly stolen. There's no need to force that pass.
There's 25 seconds left to play in the first. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Carroll can be so patient inside. Great timing on that play.
The Clippers trail. Now DeRozan. He's one of the most resourceful scorers you'll ever see. He's generating an average of around 33.5 points a game. Jacks up a three. Got it off in time, but it's no good. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Spurs lead by 1. After this break, we'll be back with the start of the second quarter on 2K Sports. And Clippers head coach Doc Rivers told us earlier he wants to embrace criticism and embrace lofty expectations.
Expectations are good. I try to remind my players and myself at times that all the criticism, all the stuff is really a compliment. It's really good for you. It means that people think you can be something.
Doc Rivers is really a master motivator, isn't he? I mean, it's almost jiu-jitsu, the way he takes something like criticism and turns it into a compliment.
How could you not want to play for a guy like that? He's the ultimate players coach and the kind of guy his players would do anything for.
And so far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. And taking a look at San Antonio's performance here, what do you think they've been doing or not doing?
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
They've been super aggressive on that end, and they've been rewarded for it so far. Let's see if they'll be able to maintain this for the rest of the game.
On the court for San Antonio, we've got George Hill. Jamari Carroll is out there with Muscala. Then there's Bellinelli, and it's Horford in at the center position. J.J. Redick's checked in for Bellinelli. San Antonio leading. Outside Hill. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Second foul of the first half. They have a decision to make now. Leave him in or have him take a seat.
Poked loose and stolen by Gay.
Great D there. Just quick hands on that one.
Bledsoe kicks to Gay. That one falls. Hayes got the opening basket here in the second quarter for the Clippers. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Kicks it to Redick. Off the pick. Carroll pass to Muscala. Dishes to Hill. Feeds to Horford. Tries a three. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Victory eluded them last time in San Antonio when they took on the Spurs.
Yeah, and their last time playing against this club, they fell short. A lot of cheap fouls really plagued their starting unit.
Hopefully they exercise better caution in this game and avoid cheap fouls that could get them in trouble again.
Nene, right side. Bledsoe outside. Shot clock at 6. Gay passes to Nene. Here's DeRozan. Hill pulls it in. Spurs have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. With the way the Clippers have ended the last 2 seasons, they can't help but feel nervous if they get back into the playoffs. Don't you think, Steve, 2 times in a row they've been up in a series? Both times they've ended up, going home losing.
Yeah, I think for the Clippers, but they got to look at it and say, hey, you know what? We've had injuries to star players. They won't be able to shake this until they win another series.
Steve is a fan of the game and a former player. When you look at the players in the game today, who do you think would be the most fun to play with, enjoyable to play with?
I think Stephen Curry. He's one of those guys where he obviously plays the game the right way, but then sometimes he goes on his own. And I was just being odd to get a chance to watch some of these plays he's making 25, 30 feet away from the basket.
How about a superstar like LeBron? Would he be a fun guy, or would you stand around sometimes and just watch him work?
It was. I mean, I think Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant would be fun to watch.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, Greg Popovich has set the standard with more than 1,500 career victories. Last season, he set the record with his 18th 50-win season, passing Pat Riley and Phil Jackson. Pop told us that I've been here a long time and I've had good players. That's the formula. Getting the players is difficult. I've been fortunate to have good ones. Guys, he's no glory hound. He knows what makes success.
No, but he can take a lot of the credit regardless. D.A., thanks. Here's Nene. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Davis. And Redick kicks to Ingles. Pass to Redick. Lets it go from deep. Nice D from DeRozan.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
And if you're the defense, you probably should sag off him right now because he's not knocking down anything.
Back to Noah. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And a bit of an end of an era when Joakim Noah left Chicago. Many figured he'd be a Bull for life, but with a reduced role and issues with others in the organization, Steve, it seemed like the writing was on the wall.
Yeah, for Joakim Noah, one of those guys you just said, hey, he's always going to be there. But I think the injuries and them being able to play at a high level without Joakim Noah, he'll definitely be missed. But it was just time for Joakim Noah to move on.
And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
To the middle, it's tipped. Hill with it. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Picked by Horford. Here's Redick. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's feed. Now it's a 4-point Spurs lead.
Redick is just a thorough scorer. He looks calm and collected, rising up from any place on the court.
The Spurs have gone 4 of 10 in the second quarter from the field. Redick can't get that one to fall. The Clippers have gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Spurs.
And not a lot of attempts from beyond the break. Those deeper three-pointers can be a little outside of some players' range, but they've got guys who can make that shot. I think that's just an outlier so far.
For Los Angeles, they have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And one thing DeMar DeRozan, Steve, has become great at is running that high pick and roll with the big, usually something a point guard does, but DeRozan, very deadly in that set.
I love him because he's comfortable handling the basketball out top, does a nice job of coming off the pick and roll, gets to his spot to raise up, and you know if he gets all the way to the rim, he can challenge any big in this league.
The Clippers trail. Here's Gay, and then Gay with the dunk.
And DeRozan not known for his passing, but it's something that he has steadily improved on.
Hill against Beverly. DeRozan dishes to Gay. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And looking now at some numbers for Rudy Gay. This last month, he has been a real positive for this team. He's averaging 14 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And, guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Temple's checked in.
After having no trips to the free throw line in the first period, he's being much more aggressive now.
Davis sets a screen. Off the pick. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. And that's now 9 points for Anthony Davis.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Temple, the pass to Beverly. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Noah kicks to Beverly. Davis against Nene. Ball's knocked loose. 4 on the shot clock. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here, and it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. With a break in the action, let's go to the 2K leaderboard. These squads have been lights out this month. The Clippers in second.
I just love their offensive flow lately. I mean, this is a dominant team offensively because of that rhythm and pace.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. Steve, we see so many former players taking over as first-time head coaches. I know you enjoy coaching your son's team. Any thought about coaching in college or pro basketball someday?
What I would love to coach at Michigan State University, my alma mater. But also, there's this other school, Kevin, I'm going to bring you on as my assistant coach. Me and you at Pepperdine in Malibu. That'll be fantastic.
How beautiful is that campus?
So those are my two places I want to coach.
We now know your priorities.
Yeah.
We now have your priorities very, very much in tune. Max checked in for San Antonio. And here we go. Beverly heading to the hoop. It has been nip and tuck through the first half.
Exactly, guys. The way it's seesawed back and forth, unbelievable.
Davis setting the pick for Reddick. Outside, Davis. Davis sets a screen. Mack, good.
You know, the defense has got to do a much better job of fighting over those screens.
You know, that job of getting through screen is not pretty, but somebody has to do it.
Nene outside. Noah the screen. Smith outside.
And being over the limit this early really can affect your aggressiveness defensively. They have got to play under control.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
A different look now for San Antonio. Scola comes in for Al Horford. And it's Bellinelli in for J.J. Redick.
You know how accurate JR is from 3. That's how relatively inaccurate he can be from the line sometimes.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Nene outside. Nene the screen. Temple dishes to Nene. In transition, here comes San Antonio. Mack leading the charge. Here's Ingles. It's good from long range. Ingles has got 6.
And back and forth we go. That bucket gives us another lead change.
These are the type of games you love. You can't predict. The only thing you know is it's going to be a close one.
Doubled by Smith, and J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Bellinelli passes to Mack. The feed to Scola. Back to Mack. To the right side. Scola, a screen on Nene. And Mack kicks to Ingles. Just 5 to shoot. He feeds it to Scola from 13.
Just has lost the feel in terms of scoring here in the second quarter.
Smith dishes to Beverly. Releases. That one doesn't go. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. And Mack kicks to Davis. Here's Scola. And that one falls, coming off of Davis's feed. And now a 4-point Spurs lead.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Nene, the screen. And Beverly kicks to Nene. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That one on Davis. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. Taking a look at San Antonio. Right now they've compiled the 3rd best record in the conference. And of course the Clippers, 4.5 games behind.
Yeah, and I think the Clippers, they're in the mix for a playoff spot, which is definitely a positive. But I'm sure they'd like to have had their hands around that spot a little tighter than they do.
I agree. They're not going to be able to coast. They're going to have to battle their way into the postseason. But maybe they'll toughen up by the time the playoffs arrive.
Mike Muscala is checked in for San Antonio. Damari Carroll comes in for Joe Ingles. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Marco Bellinelli. That's his first foul. Clippers trail by 3. Here's Temple. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Nene down low. Scola's there. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Yeah, easy call.
First free throw is good. 2 shots. And so he hits both. And for pretty much all NBA players, it's a dream come true when they get drafted. And Smitty, how did you celebrate when you were the 5th overall pick in the draft?
You know what? I went out and got me a nice SUV. I loved it, Kevin.
Good for
Had
you.
some rims, put a little music in there. I was bumping.
How about that? I guess that's something you always dream about when you get that kind of a chance to be drafted that high, nationally known player.
But I think also for me, getting a chance to send my mom and dad on a special trip. That was one of those. It wasn't the first, but it was special.
Good for you. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Yeah, 3rd turnover of the quarter, and he has got to value that basketball more.
Now here's Matt. 5 points in the game. From the arc, buries the long-range jumper. Max got 5 points now this quarter.
Not a high percentage look, but the defense gave him just enough space, and he buried it.
And here's Beverly. Noah the screen. Smith with a wide open look. Can't nail the jumper. Pass to Matt. The Spurs have gone just 4 of 8 from the line tonight, hoping to move that free throw percentage up a bit.
And you really got to give them a ton of credit for what they've done at the free throw line this season. How about 82% as a unit?
And really, Shelvin Mack is more than a perimeter scorer. He's a good distributor and a great teammate.
And Beverly kicks it to Noah. Clippers moving the ball around. Noah the screen. Here's Nene. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Nene's got 5 points so far. Now Bellinelli. He had 13 points in the win against Houston. And the basket by Scola. And the Clippers have possession. And Beverly kicks it to Noah. Back to Beverly. He wants to get it to Nene and does. The rebound by the Spurs. Scola's got his 3rd rebound on the night. And the pass to Bellinelli. He kicks it to Mack. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Scola. Good, and the nice assist from Mack. And that's now 9 points for Luis Scola.
Incredible. He was shooting the ball with good rhythm in the first quarter. Now he's just unconscious.
And Luis Scola gets the whistle that time. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus. We'll go to the line to shoot 2.
At the line for your Clippers, at the line for 2.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Blue shots.
The first free throw is good. And both free throws good for Nene. Here's Mack. 9 points in the game so far. 30 seconds left in the first half of basketball. They set the pick. He dishes it to Muscala to the middle. From 11 feet away. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
The Spurs have been shooting 50% at the line, 5 of 10. That one is off. And he sinks the second. 17 seconds left in the first half of the game. Here's Temple. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And stolen by Scola. That will count. And hit that one. So we've reached the end of the first half of play.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
First half in the books. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Welcome back as we break down all the action. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. The game was always within a fairly narrow margin, with their largest deficit of the period being 6. They really touched on the right formula in the second quarter as they were able to pull out to a 6-point lead before the halftime break. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
I love the motion on offense. Guys are moving, the ball is moving. It's a very nice approach to the game, and one the defense absolutely could not keep up with.
Shaq, what was your takeaway on the Clippers?
Aggressive. I called them up earlier. I like it. They're taking it hard to the rack, dictating the pace, setting the physical tone. You're not going to get that by launching threes all night. Everybody knows that.
And that's it for halftime as the second half is just about to get underway. See you.
That's a bird's eye view of the Staples Center at sunset. Gorgeous, isn't it, with all of Los Angeles in the background. Welcome back, everyone. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
Well, anytime you can get to the free throw line with that kind of consistency, that just makes every other facet of the game easy.
Well, once you know that the only defense they can offer is fouling you, the game is yours.
Bledsoe is out there with DeRozan. Then there's Al Jefferson. Then there's Rudy Gay. And it's Monroe in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Doc Rivers. Such a unique offensive player is Anthony Davis. Maybe not as skilled, perhaps, as Durant, but they both have that elasticity to just stretch out and finish over the top.
And Davis a little bigger, a little stronger than, say, a Durant. More of an interior game, but as he develops, we're seeing him stretch his range out beyond the arc. And for both him and Durant, I don't think you set any limits on what they can do offensively. You just got to give those guys the green light.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Al Jefferson is now well known for his footwork, but he says he was a willing student when he first broke into the league. He said, when I got to Boston, I stole Paul Pierce's ball fake. In Minnesota, Tom Gugliotta used to kick my butt every day in practice with his turnaround jumper, so I stole that. Everyone I go against, if I like something they do, I steal it, put it in my own form. Evan?
Imitation, the highest form of flattery. Thanks, D.A. And here's Hill for three. Offensive rebound, Spurs. Reddick. Here's Horford. Tries it again.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Looking at the stats, he's gone 2 of 5 at the free throw line tonight.
Yeah, he's averaging 80% from the line, and he has been as steady as they come at the stripe.
Whether they win a title or not or go deep in the playoffs, this has certainly been a fantastic era for the Clippers. Always competitive, the most sustained success they've ever had.
Mar DeRozan on the wing. Back to Bledsoe for the tie. Al Horford with the rebound. Horford's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Without a doubt, as you said, Smitty, this has been the golden age of Clipper basketball. They're with this Clipper franchise. A long streak of making the playoffs and having won the division a few times as well.
It means a lot for this franchise. They have been down in the dumpsters for a long time. No matter what this team accomplished, Clipper fans have to be proud of the way this team has played the last half-decade.
Swiped it away. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Ingles kicks to Hill. Horford against Monroe. Horford the pass to Reddick. 5 to shoot from deep. And he's good on the 3-ball. And now an 8-point Spurs lead.
Whenever Reddick skies up for a 3-pointer, you just think it's going in. He is as efficient as they come.
Monroe with a screen on Hill. No good from Bledsoe.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game. You know, not necessarily what you're looking for, but still able to convert.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Cannot be happy with how things have gone during this run. I think it's a good decision to take a break.
He just needs to slow the pace of this game and get his players under control here.
And it's Monroe at the elbow. And they get it. And the layup is good. Monroe's got 6 points.
He got the ball where he wanted and attacked the smaller defender. Completely overpowered him.
Reddick with it. He's got 5. Pick up by Hill. And Reddick kicks to Hill. Horford with a screen on Bledsoe. Here's Davis. Yes, it is. Scored that as a bucket. Number 5 on a 5 for 11 night.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
Second chance points can kill you. You must concentrate on the defensive glass.
Gay outside. There's the dish to Jefferson. That one off the back iron and out. San Antonio leading by 10. Hill kicks to Reddick. Knocked loose, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by DeRozan. And now a chance to take a look at the shot chart.
And every time he's pulled up from deep and let it fly, it's found a way to catch iron. Not sure if it is something with his release or the defense is bothering him on his threes, but I would expect him to attack the rim a bit just to kind of mix things up.
Gay comes over with a double team. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Rebound by Monroe. Monroe's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Bledsoe dishes to DeRozan. Great D that time from Reddick.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Hill, no good. Clippers trail by 10. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Bledsoe passes to Gay. A jump hook. to DeRozan. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
If you're trying to figure out why these guys can't catch up, this inconsistent shooting is a good place to start.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That'll be his second foul of the game. So it's the Spurs now. 10-point lead. This is their biggest. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. And that'll be his third foul so far. Here's Davis. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
This trip is his second to the free throw line in this one.
And to look at his percentage from the line, you see him at 89%. That's an indicator of what a consistent stroke he has.
Here's DeRozan, and finished off by DeRozan.
When DeRozan gets to the rim like that, you know how it's going to end.
San Antonio with the ball. They're on a 13-4 run. Hill against Bledsoe. Hill kicks to Redick. Outside, Davis. The 15-footer. That's good from Horford on the assist by Davis. Horford's got the lead up to 13 now for the Spurs.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Anthony Davis really making a difference here.
The man has been relentless scoring inside, attacking the rim every chance he gets. Their defense has been powerless to stop him. We'll see what adjustments they make coming out of this timeout.
San Antonio making a switch here. Carroll's checked in. Kicks it to DeRozan.
Look how comfortable he is today shooting the basketball. You can tell DeRozan is feeling it.
Spurs leading by 11. And Redick kicks to Davis. There's the pick. Hill has the open look. No good from outside. Clippers have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the third quarter got underway. DeRozan dishes to Bledsoe. Back to DeRozan. Outside for Bledsoe. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's sent back by Horford. Outside Hill. Passes it to Horford. To the inside. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And George Hill, really, for me, an interesting case study. If you will, always an unselfish player, always been careful in terms of shot selection and smart on the floor. But with Paul George missing time 2 seasons ago, Hill really stepped up his role and didn't miss a beat. I think he can do even more offensively. He's one of those guys that I think doesn't really realize just how good he is. Maybe he does this season.
DeRozan. Good, and a nice assist from Noah. And that's 21 points for DeMar DeRozan.
DeRozan has such good body control that it's very difficult to disrupt his shot with contact.
Pick up by Hill. It's deflected. Now Bellinelli. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. DeRozan's shot is off.
See, when you're going into the teeth of the defense, you have to go harder. Soft lay-in won't cut it.
And the basket by Hill. And for Hill, even as his shots per game have increased, his percentages have only gotten better. Last season, Greg, a career high in three-point percentage.
Yeah, and that spread out offense really has helped. A lot of open looks for everybody. You've got to give him credit, though. He fit in well for this team. And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And that one falls for Carroll.
Carroll doesn't get to the line a terrible amount of times for a wing player, but you know what you like about him? When he gets there, he can convert them.
Garrett Temple has checked in for Los Angeles. Max checked in for San Antonio. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
And they need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
You love the closeout on that possession.
I love it because you don't give up on the play. Just that.
Oh!
off big-time athleticism. JR is telling us he wants to be in a dunk contest.
And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. Now let's take a look at the teams that have been holding their opponents to the fewest points in the last 10 games. The Spurs second.
I mean, they've been impressive on the defensive end, and they may have caught a few teams on off nights, but you've got to give them credit. They've made scoring a chore when you look at their opponents.
George Hill's checked in for Mack.
And not the guy you want to send to the line. He has been automatic.
Well, Smitty, the replay system becoming more and more a factor for NBA officiating these days. What do you think of the way it's playing out?
No, I like it, Kevin. The only part I have a problem with is how much time is taken. I think they can get to an answer quickly. I'd be okay with it.
So you think it's slowing down the game unnecessarily?
Yeah, I think so a little bit. On certain plays, it's obvious what the call is. I think they got to get right to it.
And he's good on the second. San Antonio leading by 13. Screen by Scola. Here's Bellinelli. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Outside Hill. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Hill's got 11 points here in just the second half. Los Angeles calls timeout.
And starting to send guys to the line way more than they need to. Let's get some good position defense going here. That should be the emphasis, and get away from the sloppy fouls.
Now here's Beverly, and Temple kicks to Nene. Hits the jump hook. Nene's got 10 points in the game. Here's Hill. They lead by 14. Outside Scola. Three-pointer. Here's Muscala.
And with the chance, let's take a look now at the numbers for Hill. He's around 14 points per game, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. They're loving how he's running the show here. His sensational passing really breathing life into their offense. And they didn't shoot it very well from the line in the first half, but they've gotten much better since halftime, and it's helped them to secure the lead.
He's perfect from the line this time. And Los Angeles guys shooting right around 42% from the field since the start of the second half. And Temple kicks to Nene. Down low. And there's Joakim Noah on the assist by Nene.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Yes, that goes in. He's got 7.
The vision from George Hill. Very careful with the ball. He makes the easy play.
Here's Temple. Bellinelli is covering. Nene, the pass to Temple. Nene dishes to Temple. Nene down low. Guarded by Scola. And the shot's good from Nene.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Hill against Beverly. Hill kicks to Bellinelli. For 3. Offensive rebound. Muscala. The pass to Carroll. Here's Bellinelli. Another one falls for San Antonio.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And here's Beverly. Noah dishes to Smith. He wants to get it to Nene and does. The jump hook. Yep, it counts. Nene's got 14 points.
They love getting simple looks like that inside.
And Bellinelli kicks to Scola. There's 48 seconds left in the third. Here's Hill. And the rebound goes to Nene. Nene's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Smith for 3. San Antonio with the rebound. Muscala's got his 4th rebound in this one. Bellinelli for 3. The shot misses. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Following this one, they get to host the Mavericks. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. And oh, here we go with Hill. Nobody back.
Really smoking the nets now after a difficult time shooting in the first half.
Beverly with the ball. Feeds to Nene. The 7-footer falls. Nene's got 9 points in the quarter.
He always goes strong to the basket when he gets great inside looks.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. A chance now to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team just moments ago.
But don't stop the aggressiveness. Here we go. You got shots, let them fly.
And that's the thing about Greg Popovich. As long as you're taking good shots, he doesn't want you to hesitate. He doesn't want you to stop.
Well, and the offense is designed to create opportunities. So if you pass up the opportunity, you're kind of defeating the whole purpose of the exercise.
And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the 4th quarter. On the floor for San Antonio, Davis is out there with Horford. Then it's Damari Carroll. Then there's Hill, and it's Redick in at the 2.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
And Al Horford drops them both. Clippers trail by 16. Now Bledsoe outside DeRozan. This is to Nene. Taken away by Nene. Bledsoe kicks to Nene. And he gets the bucket. Nene's got 11 in the second half.
Yeah, one of the few bright spots for his team. I mean, he's had a very efficient offensive performance.
Overall, it hasn't been pretty for his team, but he has shot the ball well.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
And that kind of tier of defense is crucial to any team's success. Gotta defend the paint.
And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That's his 3rd foul of the game. And the Clippers making a change here. Gay's checked in. And San Antonio also making a switch. Joe Ingles, who's checked in for Damari Carroll. Davis kicks to Redick. Davis setting the pick for Redick. Back to Davis. Inside. And good. Got the English that time as it falls. And that's now 11 points for Al Horford. Clippers trail by 16. Bledsoe kicks to Nene. Screen by Monroe. Nene down low. Davis is there. Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Gay. Here's Ingles. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Monroe. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. Al Jefferson's checked in for Greg Monroe. And the first one drops. And so Anthony Davis nails both of them. Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the 4th quarter. Bledsoe outside. And it's Gay at the elbow. From 10 feet out, it's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play chance here.
Hit. Shooting 1.
And Rudy Gay, extremely versatile, has the size and athleticism to play a number of positions. He produces, but for some reason, you know, Greg, people always seem to want more out of the guy.
Yeah, some of the disrespect I think he deals with is because he hasn't played on a lot of winning teams. Greater efficiency and tougher defense are a couple of areas where he's still trying to improve.
Well, with how great DeMar DeRozan is at scoring, you know he's going to get to the line a few times every game.
That's good from DeRozan. And so he makes both from the line. 4th quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Horford with the screen on Bledsoe. Ingles in the corner. From the arc. Good, and it's Hill picking up the assist. Hill's got 4 assists in the game.
It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Option 1, 2, and 3 is to shoot the 3 ball, and they are shooting them from everywhere.
And slam dunk by Nene.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
I think it very well could be. That might be the game-changing play that helps push them over the top.
And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Bledsoe. Redick up top. DeRozan defending. The shot's good. 18 points for Davis.
He's got some serious momentum going right now. He's been great all day. Even last game, he was on fire.
You know what? He doesn't get worn down coming off a big game. It just builds him up even more.
Here's DeRozan, and finished off by DeRozan.
He has been one of the only positive things for his team. Everyone else is struggling.
San Antonio leading by 14. Hill passes to Redick. Horford kicks to Hill. Pass to Davis. Shot clock at 5. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, easy call.
Anthony Davis. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And he makes both free throws.
Tough. He's just so hard to keep off the foul line when he pushes the action. I love his activity here in the second half.
Bledsoe kicks to Gay. In the corner, it's Jefferson. Bledsoe dishes to DeRozan. Clippers moving the ball around. Gay. Ingles with the rebound.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Hill kicks to Redick. Davis, the pass to Ingles. Second shot opportunity, and it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Yeah, just nice strength there, and then just off with the shot.
First one falls for him. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Clippers trail by 18. And it's Bledsoe off the drive. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
The reason why, he has such a great touch. You got to have that shot inside with the big guys.
Hill kicks to Horford. To the paint. Lets it fly. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. And J.J. Redick picks up the foul. That's his first foul. The Clippers have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Bledsoe kicks to Nene. Gay left side. Back to Nene. Gay in the corner. Just 5 on the clock. Redick with the rebound. Redick's got his 5th rebound in this one. Left side, Davis. Teardrop shot, and it's out of bounds to the Spurs as San Antonio retains possession. Here's Horford. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. That free throw, no good.
Al Horford. 2 shots.
He hits the second from the line. Clippers trail by 16. Bledsoe outside. Down low. Here's DeRozan. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
Gay with the block. Nene dishes to DeRozan. Back to Nene. Bledsoe outside. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And for a while, people weren't sure if Eric Bledsoe could be a true point guard for a team. I think the way he has played, though, Greg, the last year or two, has dispelled any of those concerns in that area.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe not a double-digit assist guy at any point, but you don't need him to be. He does so much else on the offensive end and still gives you good assist totals and, more importantly, creates scoring chances and rebounds well for his position.
And Davis can't get it to go.
He had it rolling and then lost it for some reason. Let's see if he can get it back while it still matters.
Puts it up from 15, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
Wow, you know he's got to be beside himself. Terrible unforced error.
Spurs leading by 12. Now here is Hill. Here's Horford. Got it from 16 feet. Horford's got 7 points for the quarter.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Screen by Jefferson. And stolen by Redick. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on DeMar DeRozan. That'll be foul number 5 on him, and due to the bonus, we'll be headed to the free throw line. And he makes the first. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for the Clippers. Both shots good from the stripe. Clippers trail by 16. Bledsoe outside. To the inside. Jefferson passing to Noah. It's Redick on the wing. DeRozan defending. Here's Davis. That one misses. Great defense that time from Noah. The Clippers have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Gay kicks to Jefferson. Back to Gay. Great pass to set up the lay-in.
He has been right on the money tonight. If it weren't for that, they'd be much further behind right now.
Hill dishes to Ingles, and he uses both hands to jam it in.
Nice dime to the open man. George Hill, more of a combo guard, making things happen right there.
Bledsoe kicks it to Noah. Hill against Bledsoe. Now here's DeRozan. He's guarded closely. 4 on the shot clock. Noah, the pass to DeRozan. The shot by Bledsoe. Nobody around. Violation. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Los Angeles making a switch here. Nene's checked in. Spurs leading by 16. And here is Hill. Stolen by Bledsoe. Jefferson kicks to Bledsoe. And Davis sends it back. Now here's Hill. The fast break opportunity. It's good. Hill's got 19 points.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
The Clippers have gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the fourth. Bledsoe with it. Puts it up from 15. DeRozan's shot is off. Hill kicks to Ingles. Looking for Redick. He gets it there. And it's San Antonio with another.
That's Redick shooting in a nutshell. A quick trigger release once he gets his hands on the ball.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
DeRozan against Redick. Here's Jefferson. It's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Davis. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. Luis Scola. He's checked in for the Spurs. And both free throws good for Jefferson. San Antonio leading by 18. And Redick kicks to Horford. Hill up top. Outside for Redick. Lets it go with a 3. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Bledsoe dishes to Green, and Green slams it in.
And Green getting off the floor there for the dunk. Really like watching him sky up for those.
Screen by Scola. Scola, a screen on Smith. And J.R. Smith picks up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2.
J.J. Redick is a player that's very smart on the floor, very patient. Reason why he picks his spot, comes off the screens extremely hard, and when he catches it, it's lights out.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Green. And it's out of bounds. They say last touch by Bledsoe.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Spurs leading by 17. And with Redick, that's what's so impressive. There are a lot of great shooters, but Steve, when you're Redick's size, you need to work harder to free yourself up and fire away.
Yeah, for JJ, it's about getting open, and it's a clinic to watch him being able to work to create space off screen and rolls without the basketball. He uses screens as well as anybody in our league.
Smith, the pass to Jefferson. Back to Smith. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
He delivered that pass right on the spot to his teammate who was on the move.
San Antonio's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the 4th quarter. Poked loose. Noah against Horford. Here's Ingles, and that one is stuffed right through.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for San Antonio.
Their superior ball handling won it for them.
And fewer turnovers equals greater scoring opportunities. Any coach will tell you that. If you take care of the ball every possession, and this is a perfect example of what happens when you do.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series. A good win, and a lot went into it, but I just like the showing for Anthony Davis.
There was some vitality to his game tonight. No let up at either end of the floor. Totally relentless, and that effort was contagious. It's what inspired them to this win here.
That one will seal the deal there. They've exploded here at the end.
The right time to start playing the best basketball that you can play. They are making everything right now.
Now Mack. They set the screen. Now the feed to Muscala. Here's Scola. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And that one misses. And the second free throw, good. And taking care of the ball has been a problem for them.
That's something they've got to fix. While the defense has been good, a lot of these turnovers have been unforced.
Noah with a screen on Scola. Here's Green. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
And the former Hoya Green, a rangy forward who can both score and defend from all areas of the floor.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here's Mack. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. A resounding victory for them.
Thanks very much, Anthony. Great win tonight. When you guys are rolling, what does your team look like?
Yeah, we just got to play aggressive. And, we just did that in the second half. It started in the first quarter when we came out. Our offense was clicking, but most important, our defense was clicking. And then when you do that, it's hard to beat us.
Yeah, I know defense is what Coach wants to see the most of, and you guys did it tonight. Thanks. Back to you.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Without further ado, let's present our Jordan player of the game, Anthony Davis. Everything his team asked of him, he delivered, which obviously isn't a surprise, but that makes it no less a beautiful thing to watch. And that is a wrap, everybody. Thanks for joining us this evening. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, the entire 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson. See you again soon.